The power of listening. The key to a healthy family and society. Question. According to the 2024 Korean Welfare Panel Survey Analysis Report, the most frequently mentioned cause of family concerns and conflicts over the past year was household members' health. Economic difficulties ranked second. By income group, 61.1% of low-income households identified household health problems as their biggest concern, whereas 43.3% of general households did the same, showing a noticeable difference. When families fail to function properly, social problems arise. Despite improvements in health-related environments, such as nutrition, exercise, and access to hospitals, many families still struggle with health issues. I seek your wisdom on how to restore a healthy family. Thank you. Answer. For a family to be healthy, we must practice what we have been studying all along. We talk about it, but we don't put it into action. So, what is the key? Listening well. A healthy family starts with listening. It's simple. Even when someone is saying something that seems completely unreasonable, listen anyway. If they are speaking nonsense, it means their level of understanding hasn't developed beyond that yet. Instead of dismissing them, just listen. You cannot force someone to speak meaningfully when they are not capable of it yet. They can only express what they currently understand. If we ignore them or criticize them for not making sense, we are disregarding the fact that we haven't contributed to their growth either. So accept their words with respect. And then, when the time is right, speak to them in a way that acknowledges their perspective. This is how you create a truly healthy family. This principle applies everywhere, in families, friendships, and society. If a friend is saying something that lacks depth, remember that you chose to be friends with them. Listen with humility. When you listen to someone genuinely, they feel valued. Out in the world, many people ignore them or dismiss them, but when they find someone who actually listens, they naturally feel grateful. And when they feel gratitude, they won't act against you. The fundamental rule of relationships. Everything starts from here. 1. If you are meeting someone, listen to them. 2. If you have no intention of listening, then don't meet them in the first place. It's that simple. If you are already connected with someone, then you must listen to them. Otherwise, don't maintain the relationship. If someone is speaking to you, it means the circumstances have been arranged for that conversation to happen. Your job is to accept it well. Doing so improves the quality of your own environment as well. The 3-7 rule in communication. When speaking with someone, listen to them 100% and only speak for 30% of the time. 1. When you listen fully, the other person absorbs what you say and transforms it into their own understanding. 2. If you interrupt and only listen 30%, then speak 100%. Nothing sinks in. This is the 3.7 rule. 1. Let their words soak in 100%. 2. Then, when you speak briefly, 30%, they will absorb it. 3. Over time, they will grow, and your conversations will become deeper and more meaningful. If you try to push all your thoughts onto someone at once, they will resist. Instead, be patient. For example, if you haven't listened to your son much in the past, don't try to give him advice immediately. Instead, ask for his permission. 1. Can I share something with you? 2. Would you mind listening for a moment? If you force your words onto him, they won't register. Listen first, and then speak. Building stronger relationships. 1. If you listen fully, 100%, and add just a little wisdom, 30%, people grow quickly. 2. Over time, their quality improves, and eventually, your conversations will become a mutual exchange of wisdom and support. When this happens, relationships strengthen naturally. Understanding this principle and practicing it will help restore healthy families and a stronger society. The power of listening. The key to a healthy family and society. 1. The key to a healthy family. A healthy family is built on listening well. Many people discuss the importance of good communication, but they fail to practice it. The simple truth is, listen first. Don't dismiss or ignore others' words. Even if someone is saying something that seems meaningless, listen. If they could express deeper thoughts, they would, but they haven't reached that level yet. Instead of criticizing or dismissing them, accept their words with patience and respect. 2. The golden rule in relationships. 1. If you are meeting someone, listen to them. 2. If you don't want to listen, don't meet them. It's that simple. If someone is speaking to you, it means life has created an opportunity for you to listen and learn. Instead of ignoring them, take it as a chance to connect and help them grow. 3. The 3.7 rule in communication. A powerful rule for better relationships. Listen 100%, speak 30%. 1. When you fully listen, people absorb what you say and grow from it. 2. If you interrupt and speak too much, they won't take in anything. If you listen fully and then share a little wisdom, 30%, they will slowly absorb and improve. Over time, this leads to stronger, more meaningful relationships. 4. How to apply this in families. Can I share something with you? Would you mind listening for a moment? 5. The secret to stronger relationships. 1. When you listen fully and add a little wisdom, people grow quickly. 2. Over time, their understanding deepens, and your relationships become a mutual exchange of wisdom and support. This simple practice can restore healthy families and create a more understanding society. Try it today. Story, silent conversation. Early in the morning, Junhyuk quietly brewed coffee in the kitchen. Outside the window, the faint light of dawn was beginning to spread through the night. He took a sip of his coffee and let out a deep sigh as he gazed outside. His eyes drifted toward his son Do-hyun's room. A faint light was leaking through the crack in the door. He was surely up late playing games again. Junhyuk hesitated. Should I nag him again? But all the scolding in the past had done nothing but push his son further away. Instead of knocking, he decided to let it go. This time I'll try something different. He resolved to wake up a little earlier the next morning and make breakfast for his son. The next morning, Do-hyun sleepily sat down at the table. Whoa, Dad made breakfast? I just felt like doing it for a change, Junhyuk said with a smile. Do-hyun looked a little puzzled but took a bite of his toast. Did you sleep well? Junhyuk asked. Same as always, Do-hyun mumbled, eyes glued to his phone. Junhyuk wanted to say something about it, but he held back. Instead, he simply watched. And in that moment, a realization struck him. He had hardly ever truly listened to his son. That evening, Junhyuk downloaded a movie he knew Do-hyun liked and played it on the living room TV. I heard you liked this one. Do-hyun shrugged at first, but eventually sat down beside him. They didn't talk much, but they shared the same screen, the same moment. For the first time in a long while, there was a sense of peace between them. After that night, Junhyuk made an effort to listen more. At first it felt awkward, but over time it became natural. No matter how trivial Do-hyun's stories were, talking about his online games, funny videos, or random things at school, Junhyuk listened. Then, one day, Do-hyun suddenly said, Dad, I have something on my mind. Junhyuk was surprised but kept his tone light. What is it? I don't know what I want to do in the future. I don't even know what I like. For the first time, Do-hyun was opening up about his feelings. Junhyuk resisted the urge to give advice right away. Instead, he gently asked, Then how about trying different things until you find something you like? Do-hyun thought for a moment, then nodded. Yeah, maybe I should. That night, as Junhyuk looked out the window, he smiled to himself. He finally understood. He didn't need to change his son. He just needed to listen. Then he heard a soft knock on the door. Dad, can we talk for a bit? Junhyuk smiled warmly and opened the door. Of course. From that night on, their conversations grew. Silent listening had led to real conversations.